something too.
That'd be nice.
Alright, we are online.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
The splash screen is up while I get the notifications out. Yeah, I'm gonna be very low energy tonight, but I'm gonna power through it. Cause new house and construction, who dis?
You okay, Kate?
Yeah, just
Aw.
broke a tooth.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's.
No money. Have no dental insurance.
I tell you what, if you hear back from Library of Congress, you do what I do. You get that good insurance, and you say, "All in, fix everything," because that's what I had to do. Because once my insurance kicked in, they were like, "Oh, you have that federal insurance. That's the good stuff. they cover this much more instead of this much more." And I'm like, "Okay,
So,
fix everything."
If it gets bad enough, let me know. I'll come down and we'll get super cartoon on it. We'll like tie a rope to your tooth, and I'll ride real fast on a bike.
Oh God!
Are
I
you
don't want to lose another molar.
are you implying that doesn't work?
Come here, Alex.
I am being pestered for a minute, apparently, so I'm gonna mute.
Uh-oh, small child. Elbow. For all of you watching who have the away screen up, Tiny Child has presented Elbow. Whoa. Don't distract him. Shay is making faces at Tiny Child.
Child is very serious.
Mm-hmm. Curious to see what it is.
How do you pile drive, Daddy? How can I use elbow to smash skulls?
Oh, now he sees the screen. The evil giraffe. Something about the savannah.
You think it's calm and nice grassland, but no.
Sorry, Tiny Child had a bruise from somewhere that we're trying to figure out where it came from.
Oh.
He's a child.
That's kind of why it's hard to figure out where it came from.
It's like, oh, yes.
You got in a fight with the table, too.
Yeah.
So apparently he got in a fight with a chair. That's where it's from.
Oh, alright.
He was running back and forth in our house the other day, and he has like his own little table and a chair in front of the TV, so that he can like eat and like have his own little space. And when he was running back and forth, he like rammed into the chair with his forearm here. There was nothing there at the time, and I gave him like an ice pack kind of thing. But Christine just showed me now he has like a big like bruise that's going like all the way across his arm. I was like, dang.
That like couple days later, welt up. Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
let us know when he upgrades to tables.
I will. I will definitely let you know.
All right. Everything. Oh no, we got so captivated watching the discussion. I had put out the notifications. Let me get back on that. It was riveting watching him
it
regale his dad with what happened. Les samedi Twitters. Promos. Boop. Yes. There we go. That is the correct one. So, Reese, my game of Trudvang seems to be stuck in perpetual limbo, as in, I won't go into super details because it's technically under contract, but we have not heard back from the sponsor in a number of weeks. So, waiting to hear back from Mitch what the situation on that is, but if the answer this week is we still haven't heard back from them, then I'm going to just proposition to him that we jump over to his game and start setting that up for Thursdays if you were still interested in playing.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
Also, proposition.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and take our screen down and show our lovely faces.
No makeup today. Yay.
Whoosh. Also, I need to make yours bigger. Your head looks tiny. Tiny
Well, when
head.
it says, like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm turning on the cameras, and we're all like, make the dumbest face you could possibly make.
I like that Cadence and I went for the same face. Just. Alright. Nope. Cameras. No, I just want the one. There we go.
I left the eyeliner in my eye and have demon eyes.
Mm-hmm. Got nightmare eyes. All
Holy
right.
crap, are we actually on episode 17?
We are actually.
That many episodes.
Joke's on you, it would be further if we would stop delaying.
That's another story, but yes.
Why I have all these papers?
Yep. Yeah.
They
Jokes.
make no sense whatsoever.
Joke's on you, we should be farther.
Also, I just got on your YouTube channel, Brennan, and it says it's only for mature audiences, so I have to leave.
Yeah, it is. It's vampire, so. Mature.
I need an adult.
Gotta have the adults. Alright, so I don't have my resident note taker. So who wants to do our recap from 2 weeks ago?
God, I don't remember, like, yesterday.
Viper found out how I know not, returned her snakes, but new ones bought.
Yep.
That was definitely a thing. I do remember that.
That did happen, yeah.
That's my entire notes for last week.
That's where Lucian stopped paying attention.
And no longer in trouble. ... Hopefully?
I like that the ... still continued the rhyme scheme. Anybody else? I know Antonio and Callista had some big stuff happen.
Yes, that's right. We we met with the Thin Bloods.
Oh, that did happen. I'm
That
sorry,
did
I'm
happen.
still giddy over that rhyme.
So yeah, that was the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you all met with the Thin Bloods, and Antonio wrote them a blank check to go ahead and get themselves established, and they were like, wait, you're serious? Okay. And he also said, I don't want it traced back to me, so here's my representative, Callista.
Seems legit.
Sounds like something he'd do. I really don't I really don't think there was much more to it than that because it was the just kind of.
It was kind of like everybody do your own thing night.
Yep.
Like there was no mission going on. Everybody just kind of like got there.
We spent a lot of that session doing Viper finding out that their snakes were missing.
we needed to get
That's
K, we needed to
yes.
get K caught up.
Samuel, Susan, Ajax, Loki, Millie, Molly, Zeke.
Oh no! What is this,
your
Loki?
snake names. All the snake names. So Rin,
Mhm.
where are my other plans in the process of progressing?
Well,
Like the overarching scheme.
your overarching scheme. It's been a couple months now, so I would say that things are starting to move along very well.
'Cause, like, we did skip like 6 months at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had another couple months, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping to pull the trigger on that soon. And did you see my note after last week? Hello, Catbutt.
Hello, Catbutt. That was 2 weeks ago, right before we started moving, so I'm gonna say I need to look back at it as a refresher, so give me one
Okay.
second. Where are you? There you are. From the 16th, it looks like.
Yes.
Bling blong. Hello, Ark.
Ark!
Oh,
Hey,
The problem is, once I pull the trigger on the first part, that could cause an issue with this part, if you know what I mean.
where is that ability? I just want to double check it real quick.
Okay, hang on. Let me find the book.
But that'll be an interesting thing to maneuver with Beatrice there.
I'm gonna die.
We're going to die! I'm going to jail!
You're already dead, silly.
I mean, she's kind of like half dead.
I
Well,
am
that's
kinda
that's
dead.
that's fair. You're the most alive out of anyone.
You know what? I just realized that I am on my new computer, and thus I have no book. So, hang on just a sec.
Give me a general idea of where to start looking.
Oh, hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Come back.
Who'd we lose?
Sorry.
Oh.
No, I went to like look for the book and clicked on the wrong channel.
Oh. Give me a general idea of where to look, and I'll help.
So should I just say it?
You can type it. I mean, it's gonna come up in a moment, but yeah, whether you want to keep it secret
I
or
mean,
not.
it's a blood bond, so just look up blood bond and you should be fine.
Okay.
But I still need to find the book anyway. On my own.
Yeah. I only like it because I know things about Callista too.
I actually have like the book downstairs, but it would be a pain in the ass to dig through all my books anyway.
I plan to, once we get our bookshelves up, I'm going to start actually lining it up with more RPG books for one of those cool displays. But in my current position, you really can't see much of anything because I'm facing a door.
Uh-oh, file does not exist. No.
Uh-oh.
233.
233?
Maybe I will have to go down and get my book. The book.
Hold on, I can send you the PDF one.
Okay.
Whoop. Let me just open the drive. The Google Drive.
What drive? The Google Drive.
Gotta go to the Google.
The goggles, they do nothing.
Just hand over the Goobler. It's just what we call them, a generic MacGuffin.
Such a good movie, by the way.
Yeah, that was.
My son watches it like constantly, and it's so funny because he calls Miles Morales. So it's like, I would be Morales for Halloween. He's adorable.
Ba-doop. Nope, that's not it. I love when you tell it to send something and it just doesn't listen. You want this copied? Too bad. Here's that other thing.
We're gonna slide in my DMs with pics over here.
Nah, it was a video, but there you go.
Why, thank you.
It was an old post, so it's not like it was anything special.
Just being a funny guy.
Woof, 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 woof.
Sorry. No, not blood bong. It's a very different thing.
Cutlery?
Also a very different thing. Still a Tremere thing, though. Okay. Flip on, blah, blah. Flip on system. Strength equal to the number of times the thrall has consumed the regent's blood up to a maximum of 6, and decreases for each month during which the thrall consumes none of the regent's blood. To attempt something against the regent's wishes, the thrall must succeed in a contest of resolve plus intelligence versus the bond strength. If the presence of the regent such defiance... Oh, if in the presence of the regent, such defiance requires the test per turn. If outside the regent's perception, the thrall need only make a defiance test once per scene. So basically just explaining the blood bond.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
All right. So that'll be where the scene starts then for the session. This is one of the evenings that Antonio and Callista are basically over at the Half Moon House, sharing the time with her sire, Beatrice. Beatrice. It was Beatrice, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It is Beatrice, yes.
Okay. Yes, Sabina.
I'm sorry, Bernice.
Bernice?
Bernice.
Oh, it is Bernice.
Who was Beatrice then? I'm so confused. I could have sworn there was a Beatrice.
No, it must have been... Okay, Bernice. It is listed as Bernice, though.
Alright.
Yeah. Taliesin, Bernice, and Cedric. Oh, I have to drop Sabina down to the sires. There we go.
Yeah, what was the venture partner's name too? She's on here too, right?
Yes. Misaki Petrova.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. Okay, so the scene is the three of you are at Bernice's penthouse within the Half Moon House, and for the sake of maintaining lines and veils, but we're all adults here, the three of them are enjoying a Callista between the two of them, and Antonio, I definitely need a Blush of Life from you.
Yep, I will do the thing.
Because that'll get us started to see how this goes. I'm also going to have her roll. Because, you know. And that's just a D10, so...
I'm good.
I mean, if they get hungry, they're just gonna feed on me.
If she gets hungry, she's just going to have a snack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I got yours. You don't get hungrier, so that's good. And so without going into the super graphic details of what's happening, Antonio, just kind of lay out what your plan and intent here is happening. Callista, keep in mind that your sire is present. And while the context of the wording is that, you know, the defiance has to happen within their peripheral, so it's not so much that they're distracted, but it's happening within sight of them. So it's a twofold. You can see that they're there, and they can see that you're there, sort of situation.
Important
The
question.
thing is, I'm not making it blatantly obvious, so I'm kind of doing this during everything that's going on.
Yep.
So hang on, let me type
So-
this out for
so
the
I'll-
sake of.
I'll either need a roll from you to make it that carefully deceptive, or your roll would be at a penalty for trying to do it without them noticing. One or the other. I'm trying to think which one would be more reasonable. Because you have to make a roll too.
Yeah.
So what do you think, of a -2, or trying to roll to see if it's as noticeable, or not as noticeable as you want it to be? Let me check here.
I'm willing to make the roll just
Yeah.
to see if like she sees kind of thing.
I was gonna say, let me see what basically your stealth plus dexterity, really. You got decent dex, and you stand a good chance.
Yeah, I mean I'll take the roll.
All right. Yeah, I would need.
So I wrote you a letter so that you can let everybody know, but like Alex is like right at the door and Christine is reading
Yep.
a book to him, so I don't want to read that out loud. You know,
Okay. So, Antonia would be raking the nails down Callista's back and piercing the skin to push the blood in that way, which works for me. And being, oh gosh, what was I gonna say? Because of the proximity of what's happening, it would be 3 successes for this. So it's just it's a little harder to do, but not impossible.
all my willpower is back and everything, right?
Yes. We will say time has passes. Time has passed. Time has passes.
I passes the time.
That is the 1 and the 3. Okay. It's not a critical, so it is enough to pass. And then you all will need to. So you are basically able to, under the throes of passion, run your nails across her, and this probably isn't that unusual considering the established relationship that Bernice and Callista have is very much a pet play type of situation. So you being able to add a little bit of pain and pleasure into the mix probably seems largely unnoticed. But now there is the matter of actually trying to override an existing blood bond.
Okay, so let's see. We have to go to resolve plus intelligence, right?
Yes. Wow, it's 2 stains to embrace someone.
Okay, so I'm going to use a willpower for that.
Okay. So you get 2 dice to reroll.
Okay, so that's
3.
3 successes. Do I need more than 3?
Shay has to roll something, doesn't she?
So if she's resisting, let's see what it says, because it's weird the way it's worded. So
Shay, are you resisting?
Do I even know this is happening?
So that's my question. So that's the thing. So to attempt against the regent's wishes, the thrall must succeed in a resolve plus intelligence versus blood bond strength. Oh, so wait, that's just describing the blood bond system. Hang on. Blood bond. hang on.
Could just Diablerize her.
I don't even know if that works against Thin Bloods, honestly.
I don't think it does.
Fear Gargles. Anyone who drinks the blood of a vampire, if their food drinks the bond, makes them more servile. Disciplines. Regeneration potent. The drinker must repeat the act on 3 separate nights with no more than a year between drinks. So it looks like this just says, like, if the blood gets in, that's 1 dot, basically. Like, you can check off 1 dot, and if you were able to do it 3 times, they become bonded. But then the blood bond system that I was reading, that's like if she wants to test against the bond, then she would have to roll resolve intelligence versus the bond strength.
Alright, so I guess I need to figure out is, are you able to override the existing bond?
Right.
Let's see. That is a very valid question. I imagine you could, and it's very...
To make it clear, I'm not trying to, like, completely overwrite the bond that she has with Bernice.
Do I just get, like, bonded to both of them?
Exactly right. I'm trying to make it kind of equal so that if Plan A does work, the list is not going to go like batshit insane.
So these answers aren't helpful. The only way to break a blood bond is join the Sabbat. It's like that's not right at all for them. So these people are talking about version 20, which isn't helpful, right? So I'm gonna say for now, I need to double check because Callista has...
Oh, I just goggled Vampire 5e, can a Kindred be blood bonded to multiple people?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer that comes up is from Reddit White Wolf. So this is a forum, so take that as you will. It's
yeah.
Not quite at all. But it says, yes, you can. There's lots of reasons for vampires to do this. Some misguided version of love, blah, blah, blah.
Alright,
So, I'm gonna say for the sake of this, then yes, that can happen. Now we need to play in all of Callista's blood bond flaws. Congratulations. Things she didn't divulge to you.
I mean, that's half the fun, right?
Exactly.
I'm just trying to find the...
oh, wait, is she, like, easily bondable or something? That'd be
It's far more fun than that.
Let me find him. Predator. Merits. Haha. Here we go. Okay. So now this says the taste of another's vitae.
Oh no, it still applies.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, he just has a different method of transference.
Okay, so I think probably what happens is Callista's probably in her submissive state, and she probably like winces visibly as she feels her skin getting torn a bit, and then I think her people just kind of like dilate a little bit, and it just starts to feel pleasant.
Mm.
And she relaxes. Her muscles relax a bit.
And for context, bonding to Callista only takes 1 instead of 3.
Yep.
So you have immediately hooked her, which is why this was amusing, because you had the trying to do it in front of her existing sire, and then just the immediate result of her latching on when it succeeds. It's just the situation would have been great.
It's so funny because it's like Antonio's kind of like okay, don't act shocked, don't act shocked. This worked way better than I thought it was going to.
Mm-hmm. There's that moment of realization that your timetable has just progressed significantly further. Something that should have taken weeks or maybe months just got done in the span of an hour.
Fun times.
I think at that, Callista does become a little bit more enthusiastic with both her sire and Antonio.
Mm-hmm. And there's new life and vigor to Callista, who probably wasn't going through the motions, but was very much clear that she was in the role she was meant to play. Now it seems like it's much more excited now that she has this affection towards 2 individuals instead of being the third wheel. Bernice seems completely unaware of what's going on, because this just means that the attention to her had been redoubled, and once it's all said and done, she lights up a cigarette, still on the blush of life, and just goes through the mimicry of inhaling, letting the smoke hold, then exhaling, and was just like, Callista, that was wonderful. Now be a doll and go rinse off and get us something to eat.
Yes, ma'am. And I stand up immediately and step away to do as she says.
Also, clarification for anybody who may be watching. This channel at least modifies the way vampires do the deeds, because the way it's described in the book is gross.
Yeah.
grosser than the actual deed. There's a lot more just unnecessary fluids involved, and we're not having any of that. Like, any Tremere that would put up with having to replace their sheets every time they want to get frisky, no, not okay. This is a Bram Stoker interview with a vampire kind of. You have sexy times with a vampire.
The way we played it, it was like always just a rouse check, and then you kind of went from there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, the book says the fluids are just blood, and so it's like,
yeah,
bleh, gross.
yeah.
There's just all kinds of things wrong with that, and yeah, it's like, you have red satin sheets, Toreador. Yes, I do. I got tired of replacing them. Anyways,
Why are they crushed?
anyways, so that leaves Antonio and Bernice to lay for a moment. She seems completely at ease around him. There's no reason to suspect anything underhanded from him at the moment, and there may be no reason to actually suspect anything underhanded.
I will look over and I'll just say, like, my dear, is there anything you needed this evening?
I think you've already fulfilled that.
Oh, I am sure. I was not talking about that specifically. We find ourselves in a slight lull as far as masquerade preaching, as it were, and I just wanted to make sure there was no other issues for our current enterprise that need resolved.
The lack of masquerade preachers should be a good thing, darling. It means that your coterie is working as intended, and the Camerilla is succeeding as it always has been. As far as work, she thinks for a moment. Ah, this generator is terrible. A safe ghoul was harmed by a kindred coward. What am I supposed to do with that? Okay, that one might work. Try one more. Come to think of it, Antonio, there is something you might be able to do for me.
Of course. What do you require?
And she pauses for dramatic effect and takes a long inhale of the cigarette. I'm hoping to expand control of the territory that I have currently. It's come to my attention that certain blocks of the area in Paradise Valley have become vacant. While there are kind that are there, inhabiting the area, the kindred that had dominion over the area has gone silent. Normally, this means that undefended territory is up for grabs. And expanding our influence, both for the Half Moon House and Orpheum, would help consolidate that and bridge the gap of territory between what I control and what Callista controls for me.
Certainly. It sounds like an excellent idea.
Indeed. So, I'll mark on your map where you should go. Basically, she
Adventurer.
yeah.
Mark on your map.
I'll mark
You shall find.
I'll mark the location of your quest. I almost actually had her say that, and I was like, "Oh God, that doesn't work." let me pull out my GPS and mark the location. But she explains that on the map here for us who can see the map. She's largely talking about this swath of area, and I'm gonna color it in.
Might I make a suggestion
Purple.
with this new territory, by the way?
Of course.
I was thinking maybe we could propose an Elysium that is blessed by the prince in this new territory, as it were. It would give us access to much more political power.
In Elysium. Interesting idea.
Vampires would likely be much more willing to meet on an Elysian ground. It seems to me we would get much more business this way.
Yep. So this block here is what she's referring to.
Let me zoom out so I can see.
It is a stretch of territory that is between the Half Moon House and Orpheum, where Orpheum is situated. And a reminder that Orpheum is just the building itself. Callista doesn't have any actual territory because she's a thin blood. This area here...
God damn it, Callista.
Yeah, that area is... The building is hers because it's technically owned by the Half Moon House. But everything around it is unaffiliated territory, or unaffiliated with you all. Somebody else owns the area around it as their hunting ground. But she is allowed to hunt within Orpheum and things like that. But yeah, so she wants to consolidate the area into her control, and I guess I should draw where her territory is too, because that'll give some context of what's hers when shit goes down. So I'm gonna put her in green. No, that's not going to work. would you have a stretch of highway? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, Phoenix is interesting in the sense that a lot of their stuff is done on a grid until it isn't. Because it has these weird sections where it's like, yeah, they're squares, and then they're not, because you can tell what areas are older because of how they squiggle out.
Like over here,
Yeah.
it's like box, 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 and then it's like, oh look, squiggles.
Yep, and it's the same. It's the same thing for Mesa, Gilbert, and Chandler. It's like as technology got better and their ability to get water out to those other spaces, you see where their construction got more uniform. Like this stretch of Tempe, Mesa, and down to Apache Junction is really tightly compact because that's probably where they had the canal running, and was the only place they could get that water going. And it's like, it's so strangely neat. Anyways, her territory is marked in green. Being an older vampire, she has acquired a good stretch of Scottsdale under her control. So she wants to be able to start heading west.
And over in this direction?
Yeah, she wants to start going in that direction, knowing full well that your coterie also has space in here, which she doesn't treat as hers, but it's one of those, we're in an alliance, quotation fingers.
So,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, we're in an alliance, so your territory buffers my territory, and she's trying to expand around that to also help put up a buffer, as it were, and consolidate that power. So that's where she's at, and she says this area is up for grabs, as the kindred who was in charge of that area has disappeared.
Yeah, that totally makes perfect sense to Antonio. So
he's like, did I kill this person?
If this person shows back up, will I kill this person?
Oh.
He shows back up and you kill him and you're like, I never saw him.
Never saw him. Don't know what happened.
Right here. Hey, what?
It's so strange.
Haven't seen them. So how do we just like basically like claim the territory?
Yeah, you so she would say that since it's quote unquote unoccupied, you guys would need to establish that your presence is there. And she says, what I want for you right now more is to stake out the place, make sure the claims are founded. We don't want to be seen as aggressors moving in against another kindred without permission. We can't just seize territory because we wish. There has to be justification, maneuvering, subtleties.
Of course, that makes perfect sense. I will start reviewing the territory and see.
Very good. Your entire coterie could help do this if you wish. It could be a VtM's task to see if the disappearance is up to snuff, as it were.
Of course, making it part of our work makes it even easier to justify.
Mm-hmm.
And adding the buffer to our territory will certainly be of great assist to us if anybody tries to overstep their bounds. Once I have the territory that we are seeking to control staked out, I will bring an updated map to you, and over the next couple weeks I will ensure that there is no one moving in.
Your Elysium idea was also very fascinating. I will get in contact with the Herald.
Excellent. I do not necessarily have a boon with the prince, but we did meet on a matter of great importance recently with the prince and the Permission Council.
Do tell.
We recently ran. What was that for?
It was for getting rid of Rat Daddy.
Rat Daddy. We recently rid the city of a hunter that was turned as a cruel joke by a Nosferatu that was slaying vampires in the city.
How cruel.
So we brought him before the Prince of the Permission Council, and it was good notoriety for our coterie, as it were.
I see. Very interesting.
As we both know, being known is very essential in getting things done in Vampire Society.
Yes, of course.
So basically, like, he'll give her a kiss and bounce up and get dressed, and kind of like leave her to mull that over, and start getting ready to look over the new section of the territory that we're going to be staking out.
Before he leaves, Callisto will return cleaned up with the scratch marks still on her back. Hasn't bothered to dress, but she does bring in like some fancy like tiramisu, and then pulls her hair aside in case they don't want to eat actual snacks and want to snack on her instead. But I kneel down in front of them and say, and just kind of like look up, like waiting for permission to speak.
Yes, what is it?
I may be able to set a scene with the Herald, if you wish. I was putting together plans for a performance in the hopes of attracting positive attention from the Herald and the Council. With your go ahead, I can put together a performance for the Handless Needing, a variation of it, and invite them.
Well, if you think you can expedite things, I would find that very useful. It would help Antonio in his task as well.
Of course.
I am certainly agreed, as long as you're on board for it.
Yes, I think that would be just fine. She is an asset to be utilized, after all.
There's kind of like a giddy smile, and she just kind of like bows her head and waits in case they want to feed.
She didn't get hungrier, so I don't think she's hungry tonight.
Yeah, same with Antonio, actually. My rouse check succeeded, so I'm good for now.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the roll of the dice say she doesn't need to draw. She doesn't need to raise your hunger by taking your blood. Actually, hold on. That might just be a thing a Toreador does just for the fuck of it.
Just for funsies.
There's a 50-50 chance she'll just do it to indulge. Okay. She does motion you over. And so she kind of motions you back, and she says, "That's all, Antonio. I'll send her on her way when I'm done with her."
I wink at her and then make my way out.
And she's going to draw a dot from you. She doesn't need to feed too heavily. She's eating for the sake of eating, but you'll gain one hunger as she slakes her own. And so the camera pans away from the Half Moon House to focus in on what Lucian's doing. What is Lucian up to at this moment?
Definitely not murdering somebody.
Mhm.
Need to murder anyone. No.
Not yet.
She's playing with the ashes of the. She's playing with the ashes of the kindred who once owned that swath of Paradise Valley.
Mhm.
I find the need to go into a purple marked area and say, "This is mine."
we flash back to 3 weeks ago as Lucian makes a kindred disappear.
It's mine.
Making little vampire ash angels, you know.
Yeah, Lucian is not good with plans. So right now, he's just playing with the snakes, reading some books, jumping on his bed.
I am curious. When Lucian reads books, do the books narrate themselves to him?
They don't always, yeah.
Yeah.
Second,
You have the characters talking to each other.
Message.
What?
Shay's phone going off again.
But could it be heard? Oops.
They could. It was quite loud.
To you.
actually, just I did a bad too. I literally just had to turn mine off as well. So, I will definitely get in touch with Lucian though and let him know what we're going to be up to if he would be interested.
One more time?
I said I am going to be getting in touch with Lucian and just letting him know that if he is interested, we will be doing a stakeout in this new territory.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm just kind of filling him in. I don't know what he's currently up to, but I'm filling him in on what we're going to be doing.
Hangs up the line. We need some breaches.
Mhm. You might be able to cause one.
Say like Lucian finds a toreador and like chases them out of an alley and they like run at celerity and she's like, he's like, got him.
Got him.
Let's see.
Coincidentally. So yeah, Lucy, you've been filled in on what's going on. There is a new job to do. That's something that could be exciting.
Walk around Paradise Valley.
Mhm. All the rich snobs and yuppies. Sounds super exciting.
Oh yeah.
We could always go back to the zoo and steal more snakes.
Yeah, Viper will never listen.
Nope. No, I can't have her traps go off while she's not here.
Snakes Go Part 2.
Still something else.
You could test the traps. You purposely go there to test traps.
I don't know what they do to me though.
And just tell Viper, there's flaws in your system.
That's assuming they could find them. What if there weren't flaws at all? What if it was just as planned?
Maybe I can go and steal a tiger.
Let's see. What could I do for a Malkavian? Malkavian plot hooks. see what comes up here.
Your third personality's girlfriend.
1001 plot hooks. I somehow am skeptical. Ooh, that is interesting. I'm gonna mark this one down, because this one more lines up with Callista and Antonio, but I'm gonna put that in here for later.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that's a good one, and I could probably still pin it on Lucian.
Let me kill off all the coterie.
He thinks I'm doing that, and I'm actually not. I'm like the one person that's not actually trying to kill the coterie.
I'm not gonna use.
Want to dominate us all.
I'm not gonna use this one, but here's one that they put for a plot hook, guys, and just I think it's just insane for no matter what coterie you are. During a Primogen council, a stranger comes in and kills the prince with little to no trouble. The others stare in disbelief. He says nothing and leaves from the room. It's like, right, just walks in, kills the prince, and leaves. It's just like, nobody tried to stop that at all. Like, there are people who can do that, mind you.
Shouts, plot hook! Kills them and runs away.
Yeah, like Reese can back me up on this. There are people who are above the prince as far as power level, but that would be well beyond the scope of any coterie. Oh man, that's wild.
That's like city plot right there. Like that's when basically like you own the princedom.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you have to deal with that diplomatic nightmare.
Yep, because you find out once you have control of the city that there are people who have control of the cities, and and it's like, oh, I'm not the big fish. No, you're just the small fish for the whale. Let's see.
I get to play those characters in the LARP, and it's so much fun because you can just like do whatever the f you want.
For future fun, I found the list of questions I answered for Lucian for our home vampire LARP that we played until before game times.
Lucian, I'm going to take a peek at your character sheets, details. Yes.
Oh no. What do I have on there? Dang it.
Incriminating evidence that I can use against you. Let me see. Oh, perfect. Okay. Lucian, while you are busying yourself this evening with whatever it is that spurs a Malkavian's fancy on the random whim, your cell phone goes off. And I'm gonna make the executive decision that, because it sounds like something a Malkavian would do, each person in your contacts has their own individual ringtone. Does that sound about right? Do you have that on your phone?
No.
Okay. I was like, oh no, she's really a Malkavian. But the phone goes off.
Out of it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the phone goes off, and it rings, and the number you see on there and the sound on the ringtone is the one you assigned to your friend Cassandra. She checks in with you fairly regularly, but it's been a while since you've heard from her. Probably a week or two. But the phone is ringing now. There's no one speaking on the other end. There's just the sound of heavy breathing and kind of the... Actually, no, I don't need to roll for it. You're able to surmise that this kind of heavy breathing is the kind of somebody who's panicking and trying to keep their breathing controlled and quiet. And there is just the briefest... Lucien? Whispered into the phone. I can't talk for long. They might notice. But you have to... And then you hear the sounds of something being moved and the door swinging open. And you hear the words, "No, stay back." And the phone is... There's a sound of shuffling and a scuffle before the phone is snatched from her. And you can hear her voice in the distance now, screaming, kind of like she's being dragged away from the proximity of the phone. And the sound of the phone being brought up to somebody's ear now. She is going to be very useful for us.
What are you going to do?
Nothing right now. If I find out that you've called the police, we'll do very bad things to her. Don't do anything stupid. We'll get in contact with you for what we want for her return.
Can't let her do anything stupid either, David.
Listen, are you her boyfriend or something? Because she felt the need to call you instead of the police, so I'm not really worried about some hipster yuppie. And cat.
I'm a hipster yuppie with a cat. Shit, they've got a cat.
Oh no, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to cats. My one weakness.
Cat at you.
But he says, don't come looking for us. I see that I have a number here that I can contact when I decide you'll be of use. If we wish to give her back.
You've been watching way too many movies, dude.
Very specific set of skills.
I was waiting for it so I could go good luck and then hang up.
Snakes off my
And then he says good luck and hangs up. But no, he doesn't.
Flipping snakes on this Monday
Was there-
Friday plane.
Was there anything serious that Lucien wanted to say to him?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he just says, I have a number that I can contact you at now. And he doesn't hang up, but you hear the snap of the phone and the sound of disconnecting. And then he goes, fuck, I didn't write the number down. No, but he's probably got it. He'll get in contact with you, I'm sure. There's the sound of the phone being disconnected. Or the call, rather.
Why? She's... goes all my fun.
But murder.
I gotta fight the other dudes. Go coterie hunting.
Mhm. Yep. And so this is probably about the time that you all reach out. Or this is about the time that Antonio's message reaches you. And so it's, oh, well, everybody should just meet at Orpheum like we always do.
Oh, hello everyone.
Why, hello there.
So you guys have anything to do? No? Good. Because we're gonna have something to do really freaking soon.
What is it we are doing?
I don't know. But it's gonna be soon. Hopefully.
Why? What
It's
happened?
like,
What happened?
I have this friend. She's like person, you know. Person. One of us. And she called me and it sounded like a freaking kidnapping movie. Couldn't say anything, and then the guy came in and they dragged her off and she was screaming and they took the phone and said, "Don't call the police, we're gonna do evil things if you call the police.
So like that one Liam
And
Neeson movie?
contact you." And it's like, dude, just talk, dude.
Antonio's sitting there, like, trying not to crack up laughing.
This idiot is so dead.
Did you trace the call?
I don't know how to trace a call. I'm not a cop. I don't have
Give me
computers.
your phone.
When when they start to, or like I'm guessing we're like in the booth. Callisto looks around to make sure that they're obscured and.
You
and-
pick your
and
normal
privacy.
spot.
Yeah. Well, do you have any like powers that can, I don't know, track them if you go to their place?
What?
So, Ray, what does the number come up as when they called her?
It would have been Cassandra's number.
Sandra's number? Okay, so it's her cell phone.
Yeah, it's her friend's cell phone.
So, do they have that friend thing?
Friend
where, like, you
thing?
can see where your friend always is or whatever?
Lucian, do you have the... Actually, I know what the app is called because we have it. The legally distinct name for...
Not copywritten.
The totally not, but if they want to sponsor us...
My friends.
No, it's called Living 180 is the app. That's the fake version. The real version is something similar to that. I can see where my family are on all times through GPS. But yeah, it's called Living 180.
I just I only ask because I've been I'm know a little bit of alchemy, but I know you guys have like abilities that are much stronger than anything I can do. Like if you have anything that can I don't know, track someone or give you an idea of what happened and where they went. I don't know.
So I assume that's a no on the app then.
Mhm.
Is her friend's phone still on?
Let's give me a roll.
Alright.
We'll do a technology roll to determine what you can find out about this, because you're gonna do some hack the planets.
packed up planet.
And I'll keep using Olivia's as the baseline, but I still need to see what your key stats are. Antonio's is up here.
Oh wait, what are we doing? I did intelligence and technology.
That's good enough for me, yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to re-roll those two?
Yeah, I got one success. I'm gonna try to
It's gonna be bestial too. Two successes. That's good enough for me. How does the beast get a success with the technology roll?
Kill them.
Some of these are more obvious than others, so it's like, how does...
It's super easy if it's like a physical thing, but
You
like when it
damage
comes
your
to the other
phone.
stuff, like a bestial thing is not easy.
Yeah, mental is a little harder.
You crack your phone case.
I don't want it to always be physical slapstick, though. It's like, I'm trying to think of what a legitimate success for the beast would be. I know.
I actually have a good one. Do you want me to go first, or do you?
Yeah, go ahead and tell me yours first.
So my take on a bestial critical in this situation would be like, so instead of just like tracking the phone, it would be basically like tracking the phone, then texting the phone and being like, "Yo, mother effer, I know where you are. Come beat me here so I can kick your."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like. Come get you some.
So what I was thinking for mine, and with that option and what I'm going to tell you, I'll let you decide which one, because that is a good one. I like that. What I had in mind was, since you're using technology essentially to track it and basically get into the phone to find its location, or to like turn on its GPS locator, the beast would dig a little deeper and start pulling phone records and pictures, and you'd start seeing some personal information that is the sort of thing that you shouldn't be looking into, because it's the beast and it doesn't give a fuck. So whichever direction you want to go, I can see both of those having fun consequences.
Why don't we make it a roll and we'll do 50-50. So 5 through 10, it is mine, and 1 through 5 is yours, or whatever.
All right, yeah.
Right. So I'm calling them out.
Okay, so you get into it and you send a message to it. You just do it straight over the laptop, because it'll just come up with a generated phone number.
Yeah. So what I did was, like, once I get the phone number, I would do it through the phone.
You're gonna no. Where's the sender coming from? I know it's going to the phone, but. So you
basically,
had,
once I get the number and triangulate where they are, like on that other phone, I would use the phone that that Lucian gave me to, like, basically just call them out.
oh, okay, so you're using Lucian's phone.
Yeah, and then I'd be like, "Herb, in 5 minutes, meet me outside."
Okay, that's different. You send out this message that says, "I know where you are," and you don't get an immediate response, but after a couple minutes, probably 5 to 10, there's a buzz back on Lucian's phone, and there's a picture attachment.
Don't buzz me back, I buzz you back.
Yep. Who has the phone now?
I probably would have given it back and let Lucian know that, like, I know where they are and getting ready to move out.
Lucian, you open up this text message, and it says, "Good to know," and there's a picture that has it's a screenshot of, like, a dirty-looking bathroom, and in the sink there's a severed finger.
It's fine. They probably don't need that one. Wait, it's not this one, is it? Because they need that one. Any other one is fine.
Yeah, but it's a severed digit. And it just says "Good to know."
They can only count to 9 now.
Hey,
Where they are?
what's that? Yeah, he knows where they are. But hey, Lucian, that's your touchstone. So I'm gonna need a roll from you to have you not go completely apeshit for, because your touchstone is in danger. It's a frenzy roll.
God damn it, Callista. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, so I need you to just click the frenzy button down at the bottom of the main sheet page of the core tab. You'll see rouse, frenzy, remorse, and humanity.
Frenzy's the fun one.
Oh, 3.
Alright.
Hey, nice.
3 successes. And frenzy. Good old Banu Hakim with their high frenzy chances. I'm in the wrong book, that's why I'm not finding what I need. Frenzy, page.
You have a high frenzy chance? That's interesting.
It might not be a high frenzy chance. It's, they have the problem of the hunger frenzy around other kindred blood because
Yes.
that's the one.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wasn't giving the complete information. It is if they see kindred blood, they have a chance to frenzy because they're just going to diablerize everyone. 219. One of these days I'll play a Banu Hakim. They sound really fun.
No, I actually took a vampire test and got Banu Hakim of all clans, which is very interesting. Because I've
Nice.
never played an Asimite war.
Okay. Vampire resists frenzy on a normal win, but must spend a turn to suppress the impulse. On a critical win, which you did not get, you resist the frenzy without losing a turn. So you have the option to basically you resist the frenzy. You're really angry. Difficulty set by the storyteller. I think 3 successes is fine. Add dice equal to 1/3 of their humanity, rounded down. I think that's all factored in. But you also have the option to ride the wave. Vampire can also choose to ride the wave, intentionally succumbing to the frenzy without making a test. Oh, well, I should have just asked if you wanted to ride the anger. The act follows the usual frenzy rules, though the storyteller should let the player play out the frenzy themselves, such as choosing who they feed on first rather than having the storyteller take complete control of the character. If not riding a wave, a vampire in a frenzy becomes the property of the storyteller for the duration. So basically, if you failed, I would take control of Lucian and have him go completely apeshit. If you choose to ride the wave when the option comes up, you get to decide what they do. Alright, so.
Because I'm sitting here just doing this constantly.
Yep. And for context, it would have been a Fury Frenzy because it falls under the not friend killed, but friend injured. Mm-hmm. But you could probably killed could be in quotes. It's definitely they're in danger. But yeah, so you see this picture of a severed finger, and it has the lavender nail polish that they usually like having, so you know it's not a fake finger as a substitute. It matches the look of something that would be equal to her hand. Oh, hey, a section on true faith. Neat.
Doing this to her. We're finding her. We're going now. Now.
I was already
Antonio,
headed to the
drive.
truck. So we're off. By the way, I actually put the Banu Hakim's crate up there for flaw or whatever they call it up there, so that we don't forget. But yes, so I will hurry out the door with Lucian in tow.
Mm-hmm.
Is Callista coming?
Yeah, okay. I put on the Kevlar in the car.
Bitch, I eat people. Yep.
Just so that we don't forget. I'm telling you, like, somebody put a post up on like Facebook or Twitter or whatever the other day that was like, you know, what is like the one like fantasy person that like you relate to the most? And that was like totally Alucard from Helsinki Bridge. Like that is my soul person. If I ever got superpowers, I would be Alucard from Helsinki Bridge, like totally 100%.
So in the Blades in the Dark game that I play on Thursdays, we did a heist in this creepy guy's house, and basically I'm playing the face character who's a prostitute, and we found out that the guy has this weird fetish of he likes to watch, and so while we did this elaborate scheme to pickpocket like stuff from him while putting on a show, later we break into his house to go steal the thing we were after, and we find this journal, and the journal basically has this methodical critique of the performance we put on. And since my character, you know, is the face and the performer type, they're like, ooh, what did they say about us? And it's like, they said you were okay. And she's like, what the fuck? And I was like, she spends the rest of the time going through this guy's mansion and just slightly tilting all of the pictures an inch off center.
I'm getting such a headache when I go down that hole.
Yep. She's like, fuck this guy. Tilt, tilt, tilt.
And saying, and pardon my French, fuck the police.
Yep.
That's so good. I love it.
Anyways, we are way off track.
Back to the vampire stuff.
Vampires.
So we are in the truck.
Do you want me to cover
like, do you have
my the gun you gave me? Yeah, I have it.
Very good.
Do you want some cover for the approach? I don't know how we're doing this. This is
Cover would actually be a very good idea since it seems like they know we're coming.
How do they know we're coming?
How that could have happened.
Callista goes, how do they know we're coming? Does Antonio answer?
Does she actually ask?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's very simple. I told them.
Well, you see.
With a huge mouth.
How can I word this to not make myself look absolutely terrible?
You can word it any way you want. Callista fawns over you now.
It's true. You can do no wrong in her eyes.
That's true, yes, but Lucien is in the car.
That is also true.
So I wanted to let them know we were on our way, so that they would be able to. They'd be more worried about our approach and not as much worried about the person. If they are worried that we're coming, they will be more focused on looking out for us and less potentially hanging over the hostage, as it were.
Oh, so like to keep her safe.
Yes.
That's smart.
I didn't think of that a second ago.
So Callista will take out the cigarette, the vapor cigarette to give them cover. She'll wait until she's told to use the power. But I will post it just so you have the reference.
Yeah, so basically, like, as we're pulling up, like, a block away from the place, I would let Callista know, just so that, like, they can't see the truck pulling up outside, kind of thing.
Alright, rolling down the windows. And I need to make a... Ooh, I don't get hungrier, thank goodness. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah!
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you don't get hungrier. So your friend lives in Tempe, so it's not a long drive, but it's still probably about 20 or so minutes to get there, and factoring in the time that it takes to get everybody ready, Callista to go find her Kevlar because you guys were down on the ground floor and she has to go into her penthouse, and getting
If they were leaving immediately,
They were leaving immediately.
Yeah, she would not have it then. Because Lucian did say, we're leaving now.
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 Meow.
Meow. How many syllables in now?
What? Somebody get the steaks.
Yeah, does Lucian bring the steaks?
No
Nope, too late.
steaks.
We're leaving meow.
Never mind, we're bringing the cats instead.
Stop by the zoo. It's on the way, sort of.
All right, so leaving.
Cool those snakes, by the way. That would be super freaking cool.
She'd have to have animal kin.
See, I told you I should have got the tiger.
Should have got
She can take animal kin.
the Malkavian kin.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, you can buy the ones out of clan discipline. It's just hella expensive.
I'm like hella expensive, but like not as expensive as like a discipline. Abilities are cheap, like game experience wise.
Animalkin is animalism is
Yeah, she would have to go into the animalism
yeah, it's a
discipline.
discipline.
To be able to bond.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you have to do it through animal kin. You can't just give an animal one.
That was the thing in the previous
Not
editions.
the animalkin skill, the animalism.
My old masquerade knowledge, like 95% of the
Oh,
time.
yeah,
so.
no, that's fine. Yeah, so to do other disciplines by level is 7 experience. So.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought it was just animal cat, the ability thing.
Oh no. The animalism
Yeah.
is the one. Sorry, animalkin is the wrong word. But hey, it's only a first level Bon Famalis.
But then you need to get feral whispers so you can understand them.
You don't need to understand it. It needs to understand you. You're in charge.
You don't speak partial tongue?
Yep. So using Antonio, please give me another roll because
Which kind of roll? I like rolls.
another intelligence technology, because you are going to now get the information in off of
Should re-roll that.
off of the phone to where you can triangulate the location. So it's like you had the like, here's the satellite coordinates of where you are. I know where you are, fucker. Now you're putting it onto a map to figure out where you're going. So it doesn't take long. Yeah, it doesn't take long. You're doing it while driving, and so you're going into the Tempe area, and it's not near the university, even though they also have. You've already dealt with human trafficking once in this area, and so as you're going through the area, you're finding that there are still, just like last time, there's a number of industrial warehouses and different things like that built all throughout this area. This was a big production area within Phoenix, though largely it's gone out of commission. But you end up zeroing in on what building you need to be looking at, and for safety's sake, are you just going straight through the gate, or are you parking a ways away to do a stealthy approach like you wanted? Because I know she dropped haze out the window.
We're parking outside, and we're going to do the stealthy approach.
Okay, so
I'm not currently.
no popping smoke yet.
Yeah, if I would have gotten a what's it called, a brutal success or whatever, brutal critical on this one, then we would have definitely been running the gate down. But we did not get that this time, so I think we'll just go in on foot.
casting unseen passage.
Go ahead and roll them up.
No successes.
It's okay. You'll eat soon.
You'll eat soon. You'll eat soon. So what you end up seeing is this is just another large concrete warehouse. The lights and everything to this building are on, but you don't see signs of any vehicles within the proximity of the area.
Okay. Is there any security equipment around?
Yes. Standard, easy enough cameras and things like that.
So can I use a tap into the wiring to tap into the feed?
Absolutely. Give me another tech roll.
Dose.
Bestial dose. And so, with the bestial dose, you're just so beastie today.
See the Banu Hakim post, yeah?
Yeah, and it's just, I think the beast is still riding the high of the last one you did, where it was just, I'm just gonna keep taunting these fuckers and getting a rise out of them, and so against.
There's an Alcavian in the back seat.
What would be against Antonio's normally better nature? When you start tapping into the feed, the beast also sees that there's a way to tap into the intercom, and so you tap into the intercom as well. And what do you announce into the warehouse?
So here's the thing. I'm going to keep it open,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going to be fucking with them the whole time. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making, like, scratching sounds and whatever, but, like, I'm going to be jumping, like, specific intercom to specific intercom. Especially, like, if I find somebody, I'm playing that shit live.
He's doing horror movie shit.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
What is your intimidation, by the way?
What is your intimidation, by the way?
Actually 2.
Yeah, why don't you give me a roll to get this started? Nice intimidation. 2 successes, cool. Of course, I am legally obligated to ask if you want to re-roll willpower. It would just be
no.
1,
I'll keep
but
that
2
as
is a good start.
Yes.
And so you start. You're taunting and making your presence known to anybody inside and keeping tabs on things. What are the other 2 doing? Unseen Passage, of course, and Smokes is still out since you rolled for it.
Yep. Let's see. What else can I do? Just trying to remain unseen for the most part.
All right. Anybody who's going inside of the building, please give me a dexterity plus stealth. Stealth.
Stealthy.
Nin.
So I got a 2, but I'm specifically not re-rolling this one because I kind of.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so
it's kind of like I'm sneaking up on you.
Lucian's already in, like, you look back, you see Lucian, you look at the camera feed, you already see Lucian, and they're already in the room.
Yeah, no, Lucian is gone. The beast.
As soon as the door gets opened,
Yep. Antonio's like, I got it. I've hacked into the and you just see Callista surrounded by smoke, and Lucian is nowhere to be seen because unseen passage, and also just running the fuck in. Lucian, as you cross through the parking lot to get into this building, you see that one of the doors has been left ajar, and when you open it up, you see that this warehouse is largely vacated, but there was one of those like back offices that still had its lights on, and so you creep your way through this open concrete area, completely unseen, and you don't show up on his cameras because unseen passage. But as you enter this office, you see signs that they had... Wow, you almost had 4 10s on there. You had 2 9s as well. I just, oh man, imagine how much worse that would have been.
Lucian is ready.
Yeah. You burst through the door because while the need to be stealthy is there, it's more of the jungle predator that knows it's ready to pounce on somebody unsuspecting. And sure enough, as you burst through the door of this office, Lucian would also, or not Lucian, Antonio would also see on the cameras just in time from flipping through the feeds to see that there were 2 individuals that had been stayed behind in what is clearly an abandoned warehouse now, but they had been crouched low in a sort of hiding position once Antonio had declared that you all were there. And they had been crouched low, waiting to ambush anybody who came through the door. But your stealthy approach is like, you kicked in the door, and then they saw nothing. So one of them had stood up with the gun pointed, and they kind of pause and see that there's nothing there. And so the beast is urging you to go forward.
Oh, I was waiting for that. As someone just disappears.
Nope, but this is Lucian getting a free attack because the beast is just going fuck them up.
Heck yeah.
Which one do you attack?
The one that stood up.
The one that's standing up in the open.
Yeah. I have my knife on me. Just go around behind him and do the...
With the knife is dexterity.
Just straight dexterity.
And I think there's melee weapons or something akin to using your weapon. Lucian. Yeah, you would do melee. Dex plus melee. More bestials. No, but it's still successes. Alright, so it's immortal. They can't take really much more, and if sneak attack was a thing, this would definitely be one of those moments. And so you lose the hiddenness of your approach when you start to inflict harm on people. And so, Antonio, from the camera, you see Lucian appear behind the person. The rogue noise from World of Warcraft triggers as they go, slice, and the person gargles, and they don't fire at you, but they still squeeze the trigger because they had been ready to shoot at something, and they saw the door open. And so there's just a quick pop of a gunshot that everybody hears, and the other individual who had been waiting turns and sees his friend choking on their own blood. and a very deranged and scary-looking Malkavian holding a bloody knife.
And
So I am totally putting the sounds through the sound speaker, by the way.
Yeah. So they're going to get a shot at you, but they're going to have this penalty because, one, they just saw you cut their friend's throat, and two, Antonio is playing spooky sounds through the thing. So this is just a normal pistol, which I still don't know how equipment works in this game. It's largely abstract. And I just need a general person. I don't need the fucking scary creatures. Bishops, Elysium Harpy, I don't need that. Regular Mook, where are you? Gangster? Gangster.
370.
Gangster, 371. So, you are not special. But apparently his standard dice gives a 4 physical. Wow.
Well, 4 to be distributed.
4 to be distributed. But standard dice pool, secondary dice pool, exceptional dice pool. Wait. What? So is that saying he has 5 in firearms and then 4 to go into his physical?
he's a gangster.
4. It's 4 dice that can be distributed
Into his physical stats.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing the 5 in the brawl, firearms, intimidation.
Yeah, those are their skills.
Okay, so that's not the same as that one. Okay, so he probably splits strength and dexterity pretty evenly. So I'm gonna say that he has 7 dice then. 7 dice, and he's gonna have a -3 for what's going on here. So he's only gonna roll 4 dice to try and hit you. Here come the criticals. Nope, but 3 successes. And so combat. Now I gotta track down the combat section because you're entitled to
A dex dodge.
dexterity dodge and no, come on. Range combat 125 and 301. Ranged weapon is resolved as a contest, usually versus the defender's dexterity plus athletics. So, dexterity plus athletics, please, and you need to beat 3 dice. Actually, he might die, so he's going to willpower. Okay, he rolled a 4. So it's not
Oh,
going
hey,
to
they took
succeed.
away dodge. No shit.
Would you?
They can't.
You can't. Okay.
Well,
So,
they only get hit twice.
yep.
It didn't take my dexterity, did it?
Uh,
Because it just did my hunger.
It rolled 3 hunger dice. How hungry are you right now?
I have 3.
You have 3. Obviously, you rolled 3 hunger dice. Duh, me. So,
Just straight dex.
well, your dexterity is 3, and your
What's your athletics?
what's your athletics?
0.
That's why. So your 3 went into your hunger die. So you don't get a reroll on those. Yeah. But that is. This assumes the subject has access to limited cover, such as the body. Character with no available cover subtracts 2 from their defense
I'm
pool.
just standing right there. I don't care.
You use the body as cover.
I mean, I was gonna say the body would work as cover, but if you want to say that he dropped and it exposes you, it just means that you've lost 2 to your dice pool, which means you would lose that extra success, so it would be 3 versus 0.
Just walking toward him as he's shooting. So I don't
Okay, so then you're just gonna take these hits then, and then damage.
Basically just
3
superficial.
superficial.
It is just superficial, but it still fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Besides, did I not mention that he's using dragon rounds? No, no,
That'd be bad.
that would be real bad. Winner of each contest, plasma types of damage: superficial, causes bruising, sprains, and the like, but are not immediate life-threatening injury. Fist kicks and non-lethal weapons, such as tasers, do superficial damage to humans. Standard weapons do superficial damage to vampires. Superficial damage in social conflicts means embarrassment. Oh man, can you imagine dying from social damage? I just don't want to live anymore. Where is the damage for the pistol?
It's the successes that they got.
Oh, so it's okay. So just mark 3 superficial damage then.
Where do you mark it?
To the immediate into the blank spaces, you would do the half ticks. Yep. And the X's are. Oh, there was some flicker going on there. One of the recessed lighting was flickering. The one over Shay. Weird.
It is on low.
What?
It's on low. I don't know if that means anything.
It might. Why is it on low?
Because it was too bright.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I just didn't even realize. Ooh, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. No, Thursday. Anyways, I was wondering if it was a storm out. So, yeah. He fires off 3 shots. 3 more shots ring out throughout this warehouse. And Lucian takes the hits. The bullets sink in, tear your clothes, but it's not going to be anything that deals lasting damage to you for now. Now, you definitely don't want to take your full health pool in superficial damage, so you could probably, survive another round of that, but not much more than that. But I will ask, what is Antonio and Callista doing? You guys are still outside, and it would take some time to run towards them.
Antonio, what do we do?
Hang on just a second, and I might have a plan.
Okay. Is that
Okay.
his action then? Callista, are you doing anything?
No, hang on. I'm trying to figure out the... I'm just gonna put this in display. I want to see what the range on this is.
Deft Vitae.
Oh, jeez.
They would not... Yeah, they're not in your line of sight.
Okay, so... Can I get into line of sight in this round, either through a window or a door?
When opens an artery wound and the vampire can start feeding from across the room. Wow. You would be within line of sight, but it would be like a window, so... No, actually, the open door. I think so. I think the 2 of you can make it.
I'll keep up to keep the fog on him.
Well, then you wouldn't be in line of sight.
Pick her up.
No, I more meant he'd be obscuring the line of sight, but that was a joke because you can
Okay.
you can see through it. He can see through it.
Yeah,
Yes.
mechanically, it's silhouettes, so they can still see them, and it's just
They just take a penalty when attacking him.
yeah, it makes it hard to see identifying features, and it makes it difficult to shoot them.
Okay, Antonio. So you would see 2 silhouettes in the room.
Excellent. So here's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I believe I can only use 1 blood per round, correct?
Other Tremere? Shay?
Sorry,
Other Tremere? You can only use 1 blood per round?
1 blood.
It
What?
used to go off your generation. I don't know if it still does.
What blood are we talking?
So I want to blood buff myself.
Oh, you want to
Oh.
you want to do the raise your potency. Yes, it's only 1 for you.
And that's based on our generation, correct?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I can help in this situation because
He's just doing the surge.
Because I will blood buff, and then I will use that so that I can get it back.
Yeah. So go ahead and.
Now, if I remember correctly, you can actually buff, like a stat like wits, right? Like you can actually buff not just.
It's raising your dice pool.
Right. Okay. So does it just give you a +1 basically?
Yep.
yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you raise your hunger and you add that. So the reason I told you that you see two silhouettes is it's going to be a 50-50 chance that you zap Lucian.
Do you have all specs?
Not
no,
on.
I don't have all the specs. But I can technically get there ahead of the smoke if I wanted to, right?
I would say probably not for the sake of this, because this is all happening within that quick time succession. And she's got the smoke. Like, she said she was keeping up with you, so you're in the smoke. There is going to be the two silhouettes, and so you just gotta go for it if you want to use this power.
Would I be able to assist by using or by mimicking all specs?
No.
Okay.
So do we still take the same penalties? Because my understanding was when Callista used it, we could see, but they could not.
Let me read
It doesn't say that you guys benefit from that.
Formula creates a field of mist that follows the user, rendering them more difficult to target with ranged weapons and concealing their identity.
Right.
So it says it makes them more difficult to target.
So
It doesn't necessarily say it does or doesn't.
yeah, the thing is, it doesn't say that it doesn't make it easy for you to see. It is literally an obscuring haze. So I have to go with the real world logic of she's just making a smoke cloud that's making it hard for you to be seen, and it would work both ways.
Upon activation, a cloud of mist-like vapor surrounds the alchemist, masking their features and obscuring their silhouette. Anyone attempting to identify the user or hit them with ranged weapons suffers a 2 dice penalty to their pool. The user can extend the cloud to encompass a group of
You need to
other
make another rouse check.
I was just gonna say, can I attempt to identify? A 2 dice penalty.
Yeah.
Right now, it's only obscuring me.
Yeah, right now. So yes, that's something that she didn't take into account because she said it was hazing over everyone. She didn't do the rouse check to extend it out. So right now she's obscured in a haze. Because what she initially said was she was obscuring everyone and didn't make that roll. So for now, we can say that she's the only one hazed that you'll be able to see.
Okay. I mean, as long as that's okay with everybody, I don't want to.
That's good with me because she didn't make the roll for it. So
Okay.
that'll solve the problem of you running the risk of zapping Lucian into a hunger frenzy, which would be hilarious too.
So, Rin, how many points of blood does a human have?
None now.
A lot?
I don't think they do have that many. Each point is a pint of blood. I believe humans have like what, 8?
We're gonna ask them where this
Well, you were. You were. So this is what he's doing, though. They can... So, hold on.
Yeah, an average human has roughly 10 pints of blood.
Mm-hmm.
He just lost half his blood.
This would remove 5, so it wouldn't, like, knock him out immediately, but he wouldn't be able to, like, act, really.
Hold on. So I'm just trying to read this. Opens a wound, and the vampire can start feeding from across the room. So it says you can start feeding. Roll set wits plus sorcery versus wits occult. Okay, why don't we start with your roll then? Give me wits plus sorcery, and I'll do their wits plus occult, which I don't think they have very much going for them.
Well, I already did the roll. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
my 5.
Sorry, I didn't see that. No critical though. Okay, wow. He's probably not going to be able to get past that. Wits plus occult. Yeah, he doesn't. Unless I score a critical, he's fucked. And he would not have occult, so...
Yeah, never mind. It says here, if they lose a fifth of their blood, the body can immediately shut down and go into shock.
Yep. So, actually, I don't need to roll this because he's only going to have like 2 dice. So even with a critical, he's not going to beat you. So, yeah, it's good. Yeah, no critical. Okay. So, Lucian, you start walking towards this person, and then just this big gash appears across an arm, maybe across his throat or something, but the blood starts to just kind of river flow out of him and out the open doorway to where you can see Antonio kind of Hudson Abadir just like soul sucking it out into him. And
I'm like all pumped up. My eyes are red. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. So you'd get the 3 dots, right? Since it's subtracting his successes.
Yes.
Yeah. So you get 3 dots cleaned off, and he
goes into shock.
No, he has 6 health. But it would take half his.
He just lost more than a fifth of his blood.
Yeah, so I looked it up on Google.
He goes into shock.
Yeah, so basically a human has 10 pints of blood in their body.
Yeah.
If they lose roughly 1/5 of that, they go into shock, the body starts shutting down, and there's a good chance they're not going to make it.
So
he just removed like half of his blood from his body.
That's only 2 pints.
It's hemolactic shock. He's going to start hallucinating and dying.
Yep. And so he has the gun. He has the gun pointed at Lucian after firing off these shots, and then Lucian starts walking towards him menacingly, and then he just loses a good chunk of his blood. His face goes pale and gaunt, and then he just and falls over. And
by the way, this is totally all over the loudspeakers, and I'm just like,
nom 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 nom. But yeah, so. He's fallen over. He's gone into shock. It's very clear he's going to die. Combat is over.
It is rampaging through their pockets to whatever papers, if there's anything seen, if anything says where they took her.
Yeah. You want to take a look? You want to take a look through his stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy who fell over is the one who's going to have it. You see that he is holding on to her phone, and there is just a little splatter of blood on the screen. It looks like these two were left behind to draw you here while the others left because Antonio had told them you were coming.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick this asshole up by the neck because I am pumped and pissed off. I am going to feed him my blood on the way back to the truck. And then we're going to get some answers. Oh, by the way, I'm not, like, carrying him. I'm literally, like, dragging him by the arm.
Mm-hmm. And so you're dragging him out. Where are we taking him?
Back to the truck. And I'm, like, starting the truck up and kind of, like, cycling around the block to see if there's, like, any sign of tire marks. But as soon as he wakes back up from my blood, we're getting some answers.
While he's kind of in shock, Callista will lean forward and just kind of whisper, and she's going to try to coax it out of him, just like, "Where did you take her?" Just hoping that, like, in his stupor...
Lucian, are you doing anything scary towards him?
I'm waiting. As soon as he opens his eyes.
I mean, that won't take long.
Yeah.
Antonio's
yeah, I mean, the blood should snap him out of it pretty quick.
Antonio's given him a nice blood transfusion, and so after a moment, he does snap back. Now that he's been pulled out of the near death of going into the lack of blood shock.
I put the gun to his head.
And now there's a gun to his head, and he looks up and he says, "Ah, shit. We thought there was only going to be the one loudmouth. What the fuck?"
Just what did he say? Hippie, hipster, dude. Yeah, no. Where is she?
So this is a human, so this is gonna go real easy. I'm just gonna compel him to tell us what the fuck happened and really are.
Okay. Yeah. Give me the compulsion roll, please.
It was. Where the hell did it go? Hold on, system. Resolve intelligence.
I figured you were going to use memorize or something, but yeah,
I can do
no.
that. If this doesn't work, I can definitely go there. I have a lot of things at my disposal here. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna reroll that.
Okay.
Is he an unsuspecting mortal?
Oh no, he's very suspecting. Because you have a gun to his head.
All right, so we'll just go the tell me route, and I'll do a dominate.
All right. So
I could
giggity.
compel.
There you
Jesus.
Mesmerize. All right, and so
I mean, I technically had up to 6 on the other roll and got a 0 twice.
So he's not unprepared, but he does have your blood, so I'm going to say that works against him. Their intelligence plus resolve. I love these poorly statted characters. Your resolve is a mental stat. So what does they have for mental? 3 mental. Cool. Okay. And intelligence resolve. Oh, that's not going to be good. Okay. You rolled a 4. He's got to get a critical again, or it won't matter. Ha ha ha! 1 success. Alright, so you've got the gun up against his head, Callista, and then Antonio is like, "Tell me everything." And so he says, "Your idiot friend here tipped us off that you were coming, so the boss had us get everyone loaded up into the trucks, including your friend. We were heading to the hideout somewhere away from here. This was just a holding area. We
Where
really
exactly is the hideout? I immediately cut him off, give me the location.
no. He says, "Let me mark it here on your map." Throwback joke. Greetings, traveler.
Why
all right.
they took her?
Vitae seller, I require your strongest vitae. He says,
So here's the thing. I'm going to do a little Antonio driving to get us there as quick as possible.
Yep. He marks it. It's not far from here.
That's a critical. So, I'm putting this truck up on 2 wheels.
Jesus, that is a critical. All right. Yeah, you're driving phenomenally. When asked where did it take her, he points out that it's not far. It's probably just a 10-minute drive from here, enough to put some distance. And he just says, over this way. And he goes back to answering the original question and is just like, once he told us, we knew that we needed to get out of there. So we were left as a distraction.
I kind of looked at Antonio. I'm a little peckish.
They're disposable, huh?
Yes, I'm very disposable. I told you everything I know.
Oh, you're disposable. Excellent. Go ahead, Callista.
Alright, I nibble. Just enough to slake one hunger.
Lucian, you're quite hungry. And mad. Your touchstone is in danger.
Yep. Why did you take her?
She had desirable features. Minus the finger.
I kill him. I eat them. I go down to 0 hunger.
You can go down to 0 hunger, and I'm going to have you mark 2 stains, because your touchstone is in danger.
All the stains today.
All the stains. All the stains, yeah. Bedsheet stains, and soul stains, and blood stains on concrete. That's never going to wash out.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Try it faster.
Antonio looks over like, really? as he as Fast and Furious is around a corner, you know.
He passes Dom.
Yeah. Yeah. You see a Dodge Charger pull up beside you. A bald-headed Italian, possibly Hispanic individual says, they took Lucian's family. I'm in.
It's always about family.
Oh, man. Dom is now a Banu Hakim because you don't mess with family.
It's so good. I love it.
Now I want to go see the movie.
Oh, it's not good.
I haven't seen any capacity.
That's the thing, though. None of them really are.
The first 3 were good because they were about car racing.
Okay. So, look. The first 3 were not good. The first one was good, but it's basically a shot-for-shot remake of Point Break.
Yes.
Which is fun, because I like Point Break, right?
You are correct.
And I love awesome cars, so we're all good on that one, right?
Yep.
The next 2 were just pretty bad, just in general. And they don't get better until, 5. Which, 5 basically takes it to, that superhero ridiculous level, where they're driving around a frickin' safe through Rio de Janeiro or something, and you're like, okay, this is stupid enough that it's actually funny to watch. So that's when they became good to watch again. You don't watch them for the movie quality of it. You
Nope.
watch them because it's absolutely insane.
You watch them because they defeated a tank with sports cars.
Exactly. They jump a car from one building to another, which is not physics, right?
Cadence, they don't just jump one car from one building to another. They jump the car from a Dubai skyscraper to another skyscraper. And those Dubai skyscrapers go very high.
Now Dom even defeats the laws of physics for family.
Yeah, and in the opening scene, it's not really a spoiler because basically you don't top the skyscraper one, but in this one they do the bridge is going out, they're driving on a rope bridge and it goes out, and they manage to slingshot the car with a grappling hook.
Of course.
They show that one in the trailer.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, I know it wasn't spoilers, but he manages to shoot it, hook the thing as they're falling, so free fall, and it basically does the roundabout swing.
Centrifugal force, it actually keeps them on it.
Yep. Somehow the force exerted of this car to swing out from just a grappling hook into the side of a mountain, and then they managed to land perfectly on a flat ledge. That
insert Han Solo here, that's not how the force works. You know,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Oh yeah, we're doing something else.
yeah, we're doing something else. This all still pertains before we divulge in tangents because, while Dom says, I'll do this for family, a car going in the opposite direction collides into the Dodge Charger and he's immediately killed because he's driving on the wrong side of the road.
He's a biohacking, he'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine. If Han could survive a car explosion, he'll be fine.
See? He'll come back in the next movie.
He'll be back in 3 movies. It's fine. You guys have this address, and I want to say we'll wait for Kay, but we could probably wrap this up and have poor Viper just be like, "What the fuck keeps happening while I'm gone?" And so
We can let her have some fun.
I'm not gonna wait.
Cliffhanger. Come on.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll wrap it. I'll wrap it up with you guys getting to the building, and then Viper wakes up in the back seat and is like, "Why am I here?"
Wait, you're in the back seat? What?
Yeah. Why is there blood all over my snakes?
Viper was just like basically sleeping in the truck, and the whole time we just didn't know, you know.
Exactly. They were there the whole time.
Yep.
So you guys have this new location. You've slaked down some hunger. Antonio, did you want to get in on the feeding? Oh, you're driving. Never mind.
He also already
And
fed.
I am very well fed. I took 3 points of this guy's blood before.
That's true.
Good.
Yeah, you're topped off. You took the brunt of it.
Yep.
But yeah, he only had 6. So you took 3. Callista, you said you took 1, right?
Yeah.
Lucian, technically draining somebody to the point of death does knock it to 0, so whatever was left, you slurped them like a Capri Sun and took the stains for it. The address you are given when you arrive at this location, it's not in one of the warehousey areas. It's actually a really nice looking house. It's a 3-story looking building. It's not nearly as nice as something Antonio would have, but it is still a walled and gated off house. So you wouldn't be able to just drive up immediately. There's
You
like
think so?
you wouldn't. I mean, you absolutely can just crash through the gate. Listen. You guys already left a dead body. So what's one more masquerade breach for Viper to worry about?
Hey, a dead body is not a masquerade breach. It was gang violence. There was a bad drug deal. It's fine.
It's true. Another mysterious random knife murder within the span of
And
6
go
months.
PCP.
Serial killer out. Look at
Listen, the slasher hasn't been found yet. He just had another victim.
Yeah.
Or she.
And the police are gonna be like, this guy was a gangster, we're not gonna worry about it.
I mean, unless you have that plucky young detective with all the things to prove.
They
And
usually
then
die.
we turn that person. It's fine.
I'm writing down plot. Hold on. So you see that it's a very nice looking house that is the location of this, and the implication kind of still hangs in the air that it's like they have assets that we find desirable, minus the finger.
Real quick, before we go any further with this detective thing,
Mm.
do you want Forever Night, Rin? Because this is how you get Forever Night.
Let's do it. So the closing shot is of you guys pulling the vehicle up the street to where this house is located, and Viper sits up and is like, "Ugh, got blood on me," and so that's where we'll just kind of pause here then for the night. I need to resolve those stains. Or, I mean, we don't have to do it yet, because you might get more.
Oh yeah.
You know what? We won't resolve it tonight, because it could potentially get worse. So we'll leave it there because technically you do it at the end of the session, but you're not done with the scene. So, yeah, suddenly werewolves.
So wait, keep in mind, Rin, I probably got there in like half the time based on my drive roll.
Oh, absolutely.
We got there before they arrived.
No.
Yeah, we drove around them, got to the, and they pull up. They're like, "Wait a second."
You got there before they did.
Warp speed.
And we ride in the streets.
So everybody can take 2 experience for a good session.
Yay, XPs.
Expos.
Write it down this time.
Hey, I'm
Up to
just...
17. Rin, I need a lot more.
That's it. That's how slow the progress is.
Damn it.
So we are going to just go straight over to Vancouver by night because they are on. Oh, they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. We'll go to somebody else then. I thought they were playing Vampire because it's in their name.
Maybe they're playing D&D as their vampire characters.
Nah,
Maybe the vampires are playing D&D.
they're playing 5th edition.
Perception.
Rollception. Perception Studios. Everybody's playing D&D today. Perception Studios is not doing the Felted Friends, so I won't go there. Who else is on? Staney's not on anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's too late for a lot of people that I know.
We will go over to a Weave the Tail friend, Other Doc. They are playing something called Genesis Undone. It's listed under tabletops, so we'll just go over to them and say hi.
Hi.
Whoop. So y'all give Other Doc some love. They're good people. Tomorrow you will potentially see Shay and I over on Weave the Tail for their One-Shot Wednesday. Cadence, we're going to play Defiance. So,
Heard of that?
yeah, I got to figure out how to make this character tonight. So,
Time out.
They
What's the fuck
they
is that?
said
Is
they-
it based off the show?